really unknown music, and it's been, of course, the first encounter of the Mexican chamber music for me. The first thing that really struck me is how beautiful and how rich that language is. It reminds me a lot about the language of Rachmaninoff, which is very dense, but yet extremely lyrical. And it's been quite a surprise. I would imagine that music, particularly by Manuel Ponce, would be more infused by his native Mexican influences, but it's actually much more universal, I would say more European. So that was surprising, but also really rewarding. We are playing two pieces. The first one is a piano trio. I will be playing with my partner Patrick, the cellist, and of course with John on the piano. So, piano trio is one of the standard chamber music repertoires. It's been explored by composers, particularly in the Romantic era, also post-Romantic. Of course, early piano trios are very different in their specifics. So, it's a different animal than string quartet, for example. We have to deal with the piano, so it adds a lot of richness to the texture. But also creates this texture which is much richer, almost orchestral in comparison to just string ensemble. And of course, in piano quartet, which adds one more musician, it adds our violist Katie, this texture becomes even more rich and even more orchestral, even more dense. So it's a really fun couple ensembles to participate in, really enjoy it. I have already talked about how this music reminds me a lot about Rachmaninoff and maybe Brahms on some level, and I think that really richly romantic, lyrical, almost sentimental, but in a good way, style is really sort of tied to the best European traditions of the late 19th century, I would say. So this music has probably more of harking back in a tradition rather than looking forward. It's not thoroughly modern, it's really deeply rooted in the wonderful romantic traditions of the late 19th century. So I would say, compared to some of the great European pieces, it's really marking up very high. It has wonderful tonal qualities, excellent melodies, very rich textures. It's very satisfying to play, particularly for a violinist, so I've really enjoyed it.